stock markets. Of course, the economy there in Italy, particularly in the northern part of Italy, of course, really suffering.
Yes, very much indeed. And Stuart, let's not forget that Lombardy, the largest region in Italy and one of its most economically productive, that's been put under this new measures and new restrictions. Lombardy counts for a fifth of the country's GDP. So, it's also Milan, the capital of the region, is also Italy's financial capital and where the stock exchange is located. And all eyes will be on that stock exchange as it opens later today to see how it gets impacted by all those losses we saw in other parts of the world. So really, all eyes on Italy at the moment, and the people there really concerned about the losses and how it's going to affect them financially. I've been speaking to people in Milan. They're concerned about their livelihoods, their jobs, their businesses, their exports, how this event and this incidence of this outbreak of coronavirus is really affecting their livelihoods. But of course, their first concern is really on their health and safety. And that's what the authorities are stressing on with these measures.
And Seema, people there really being told to take this issue very seriously, aren't they? And of course, take all that advice they're being given.
Exactly. And it's not just the members of government that are out in full force saying, look, we have to be responsible. We've got entertainers, celebrities also taking to social media to stress this point. For example, we saw those rush of people leaving the north of the country just before the decree came into place, rushing to the south. These often are people who actually work up north or study there, but they actually are from the south. And this move was criticized as being very irresponsible. You've got the presidents of the southern regions saying that anyone who comes from the north needs to declare themselves to the authorities and needs to quarantine themselves at least for 2 weeks. If not, there are severe consequences. And as the Prime Minister said, this has an impact on everyone's families. If you don't think about yourself, think about your parents, think about your grandparents, because, of course, we've seen this COVID-19 virus has a detrimental effect, particularly on the elderly. And Italy has one of the world's oldest populations. So we've got the security forces now on the streets in Lombardy and those 14 provinces. They're at the train stations, they're at the airports, they are patrolling the streets. You can move if you have some kind of valid reason. That has to be a serious situation, a health situation, or you really need to move for work. Otherwise, they're stressing. It's better to stay indoors. The Prime Minister has said if you have a 37.5 degree temperature, if you've got respiratory illnesses, or if you're over the age of 65. Those in Milan and other regions are trying to get together to help the elderly as well. You've got people saying, we'll come, we'll bring the groceries to you. So there is an element of trying to work together at this. There's one paper put in a headline this morning quoting the Prime Minister, "The hour is dark, but together we can do this." So there is an effort to try and work together. We'll have to see how far it goes. We've seen some political fallout as well, though, because some members of the far-right opposition have accused the government of not implementing the measures clearly. They're calling for more clarity as there is a lot of concern and worry for many Italians.
Seema, thanks very much. Seema Gupta, our correspondent, speaking to us live there from